Hello and welcome to Loving Me, Myself, and Life with me, Jody Misiak. And welcome to the podcast mini-series, Empowered to Thrive, a journey to loving yourself and life. This is a 5-part mini-series where we're talking about women's empowerment. Today's topic is one that is close to my heart and I believe is essential to living an empowered, fulfilled life. Discovering your purpose, aligning passion with empowerment. We're diving into what purpose truly means, how it's tied to your sense of self and empowerment, and why it doesn't have to be some grand, world-changing mission. Plus, I'll share tools to help you uncover your unique passions and align them with your goals. By the end of this episode, I hope you'll walk away feeling inspired to take one small step to create more purpose in your life, because purpose isn't something you find, it's something you create. So grab your favorite drink, get comfy, and let's dive in. Many of us hear the word purpose and immediately think of something huge, right? Like starting a nonprofit, becoming a world famous artist, or solving global issues. And while those are incredible pursuits, I want to debunk the myth right now that your purpose has to be this massive, earth-shattering thing. Purpose is simply about living in alignment with your passions, values, and strengths. It's about how you show up in your life and how your actions reflect what truly matters to you. Let me say that again. Purpose isn't about what you do. It's about who you are and how you choose to live. When we're living with purpose, you feel more fulfilled, more energized, and more connected to your life. It's what gives you this sense of, this is why I'm here. Because here's the thing, you don't have to have it all figured out to start living with purpose. It's a journey, not a destination. And in fact, I actually had this moment a few months ago when I was creating a course in self-love. There are days where if I don't do things that are aligned with my purpose, I kind of feel lost. But when I was in the middle of creating the course, I was so energized. I pulled pretty much all-nighters. I'd sleep for a couple hours and then get up and do it all over again. Now, I know what you're thinking. I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't eating great and I wasn't sleeping, but I had a deadline and I was just so in line with purpose that I didn't need sleep. I didn't need those things to fill me. Now, that doesn't mean I can live like that forever. I'm definitely back to getting good night's sleeps, feeding myself with beautiful, amazing, loving foods, and moving my body in loving ways. But the thing is, when we're tied to that thing, when we're in it, when we're living in that beautiful place, things flow so much better. Doesn't mean that I didn't have some challenging times, but I just felt so in tune to who I was and who I am. Okay, so let's talk about some of the common myths around purpose that might be holding you back. Myth 1, purpose has to be big. As I mentioned earlier, this is not true. Purpose can be found in everyday moments. Maybe your purpose is to create a loving home for your family or to bring joy and laughter to friends. Purpose doesn't have to be tied to a career or something that gets public recognition. Myth number 2, purpose is something you find. How many of us have said, I just need to figure out what my purpose is? I know I have thought that myself. But here's the truth. Purpose isn't hiding somewhere, waiting for you to discover it. Instead, it's something you build by following your passions and values. Do what you love. Myth number 3, you only have one purpose. Your purpose can evolve over time. What feels meaningful to you in your 20s might be different in your 40s, 60s, and that's okay. Your purpose is allowed to grow and change as you do. So if you've been feeling stuck trying to find your purpose or worrying that it's not big enough, take a deep breath and let's let go of those expectations. Purpose is about your unique, beautiful journey, not somebody else's. And it kind of makes sense that your purpose may change and grow as you change and grow because we're continuously learning about ourselves, getting to know ourselves more, removing or pulling back the layers that we formed around us. And I know I'm constantly learning and growing about myself. So now that we've defined what purpose is, let's talk about how to uncover it for yourself. I've got a few tools and exercises that can help you connect with your unique passions and align them with your goals. Tool number 1, reflect on your values. Your values are the foundation of your purpose. Take some time to ask yourself, what truly matters to me? What kind of person do I want to be? What do I want to contribute to the world? Write down your answers and don't overthink it. Your values are the compass that will guide you towards living a purposeful life. Tool number 2, identifying your passions. Think about the activities, topics, and experiences that light you up. What makes you lose track of time? What do you love to talk about or learn about? Your passions are often clues to your purpose. Like I mentioned before, I literally lost hours and hours of time while creating a course in self-love. When I'm recording these podcasts, I light up. I feel energetic. I might be tired and dealing with other things before I start. And usually once I connect to I'm going to focus on helping others, I really feel this energy and it's this really beautiful thing. Tool number 3, find the intersection of your skills and joy. This one is powerful. Look for the overlap between what you're good at and what brings you joy. For example, if you love writing and you're good at connecting with people, maybe your purpose lies in storytelling or coaching. Tool number 4, start small. Remember, purpose doesn't have to be a big, grand plan. Start by asking yourself, what's one small way I can live more purposely today? Maybe it's having a meaningful conversation with a loved one, volunteering for a cause you care about, or simply taking time for self-care. A book that has really helped me when I had so many areas that I really wanted to do something in. I just felt like my purpose was all over the place because I always have so many different things I want to share and do. And I was just a little overwhelmed. So the book is Everyday Dharma, 8 Essential Practices for Finding Success and Joy in Everything You Do. And it actually talks about a Dharma deck. And what I did was I created one. I'm not sure exactly how it played out in the book. But what I've done is I took cue cards and I would take one card and write down one of the things I want to do. And actually one of the things was create a self-love course. I wanted to bring it back to the basics. The thing I always felt so passionate about was sharing. I've kind of got all over the place because my self-love journey keeps growing and changing and shifting. But I wanted to create the foundation, the tools that really start the whole journey, something that somebody can walk into and be equipped and feel grounded in knowing that they can start their self-love journey too and have that support with them along the way. In fact, I've included so many things that I wish I had at the beginning of my self-love journey. Some of the things I stumbled upon later on my journey, it was kind of a bumpy ride. We always had this idea of a straight line, a straight path towards our goals and towards whatever we're looking towards, a destination. And these can go all over the place. And that's what my self-love journey has looked like. Sometimes it flatlines too, or goes down a little bit. Sometimes I stumble. But this Dharma deck has helped me. So I wrote down all these different things I wanted to share with the world, all these different things that I want to do that deep down bring me this like, oh, it feels so good to do this and share with the world. And I wrote them on cue cards. So I have different things, and each cue card has things I wrote on them. And what I do is every so often I go through them, and whatever really brings me joy, like this is what I feel like doing right now, I put it at the top of the pile. And then I sort them. So when I was working on A Course in Self-Love, I haven't looked at my Dharma deck since, because that was my focus. And then once I completed it, I looked at it. It's on my mantle in my office. I have a fireplace, and on the mantle, I've created an altar, and that's where this deck is. And then I went through, I'm like, oh my gosh, it feels so good to finally really connect to that purpose. I had it over here in my Dharma deck, and yes. And I wrote down when it was created. And then I looked at it again, like, okay, what's the next thing on my Dharma deck? And it's just this really beautiful thing. And it was actually fun because I was talking to a friend after I launched my course. And then she's like, well, what are you doing? Like, what's next? And I already knew what was next because I have been working with my Dharma and my Dharma deck. So I'm really linked to my purpose. I'm not fumbling. And there's times where I feel like, oh my gosh, I have like 10, 20 different directions I want to go. What do I do now? What do I do next? And it is overwhelming. So having a Dharma deck and knowing where I want to go next is really beautiful. Now, I want to put in here, and this is not anything to do with the podcast, so I apologize for going off topic for a second. I want to acknowledge that even though I finished one thing, I didn't just jump into the next thing. I have done that in the past, but it's so important to celebrate wins. So when I launched the course, I went out with my husband, who was huge in the process of helping me make sure everything ran smoothly and the editing of all the audio and things like that. So we went out the day of the launch and had a drink. We celebrated. And then, well, first we went line dancing, and then we had went out for drinks. And then at the end of the launch at the end of the launch week, I took my kids and my husband out for supper. And we didn't just celebrate my successes and all the things I've gone through. I celebrated the fact that my kids were really supportive through the process, that I couldn't do it without them. So it's really important to celebrate your wins and celebrate with loved ones around. And I celebrated with my husband again. And then we celebrated other wins that were happening in our family in that same time frame, because a lot has happened in those few months that I really deep dived into creating A Course in Self-Love. So anyways, that was just a side note. I wanted to know that I am trying to practice what I preach, that it's important to take a pause before jumping to the next thing and to celebrate, to really honor and, just be really, celebrate the facts that you do these big things or small things, but pause and celebrate. Alone or with loved ones, with friends, with the world. And in fact, I've actually decided this week as I'm recording and I'm looking at my calendar, I've moved things because I'm like, you know what? I put a lot of energy in to things. It's now time to really refill my own cup up. So I've also taken some days in my calendar to be off and just do things that light me up in different ways, away from my office. So I hope that helps with the celebrating front. Anyways, so let's get back. But it's really fun to write down on cue cards or whatever you want, Post-it notes, whatever feels right to you, and write down those things that you'd like to do, and then figure out what lights you up and what's really the next thing that feels good to you. Okay. So if there is one thing you can take away from today's episode, it's this. Purpose isn't something you find. It's something you create by aligning your passions, values, and strengths with how you, just you, want to show up in the world. Not what other people think you should do or have to do, but you. You don't have to figure it all out. You don't need a 10-year plan. All you need to do is start small and stay true to yourself. And if you're like me and you have a million different things you love to do in this world, Write them down and create your own Dharma deck, or you can call it a dream deck, a passion deck. You can call it whatever you like. It's your thing. It's whatever's going to help you follow your passions, live your values, and own your strengths. Now, here's your challenge for the week. Take a few minutes to reflect on your values and passions. Then write down one small step you can take to bring more purpose into your daily life. It could be as simple as reconnecting with an old hobby, reaching out to someone who inspires you, or setting aside time for self-care. Whatever it is, make it meaningful to you. And if you'd like to share your journey or need support, I'd love to hear from you. You can connect with me at jodymisiak.com, where I have a BU community room. It's a free group where you're welcome to come in, share your own personal journey with us, get support others, and share the love. Thank you so much for joining me today on Loving Me, Myself, and Life. Remember, you are worthy of living a life filled with purpose and joy. On next week's episode, we're talking about the power of relationships, building meaningful connections. Until next time, take care of yourself, love yourself, and keep thriving. Take care and have a beautiful, beautiful day. Bye for now.